So, in my online job, I meet a lot of people from all around the world, and we have fun talking about different cultures and women and beauty, and especially if a man might live in a certain place in the world, what does he feel? What does he find beautiful about a woman who lives in another place in the world? And one of my favorite books to read is a book of world beauty recipes. It's the World Beauty Book by Jessica Harris, and she interviewed different women and their lineages, and she collected their beauty recipes. And she highlights some of the aspects of what a lot of times people find captivating of women of all shapes, races, and cultures. And she does it, really for the women themselves. However, this passage that I'm going to read to you, some of chapter 1, Beauty Through the Ages, it's looking back in time to learn the natural beauty secrets, and within it she touches some of the ways that really a woman's beauty can be absolutely captivating to the other gender. So I'm going to read this, just a few passages, just a few pages. But before I read, I don't want to get parched, so I have this cup here, and I'm just going to pour some water. Apologize for the sound. Almost sounds like a fountain. So if you hear me taking sips of water, join me in them too. From the time of the earliest explorations, the Western world has been fascinated by women of color, women of the exotic world. The swish of an Indian silk sari, the sight of a delicate Asian woman in a Vietnamese ardoise, the glimpse of an African woman child with a frightened fawn face, the sultry walk of a Latina, and the burnished radiance of Native American women have set imaginations on fire, sent more than one Western man on flights of erotic fantasy, and inspired reactions ranging from rage to envy to emulation. The beauty of women of color is potent indeed. Traditional ideas of beauty, beauty secrets, and ways of womanhood are ongoing secrets whose origins are lost in time. No one knows how long cosmetics have been used, but the complex Neolithic cave paintings at Tazir, Niger, Algeria, show that body decoration and adornment go back millennia and more than likely predate clothing. It is not difficult to imagine a prehistoric young woman dipping her fingers into a container filled with the same pigment that created the cave paintings and added a little touch here and there to freshen up her body paint. The earliest beauty secrets were deeply ingrained in people's daily lives. While body painting and adornment may seem ornamental to us, they have always been a part of a complex system that integrates ritual and medicine with a human desire for adornment. A woman's body paint may have signaled her social status, her prowess, or even her carnal desires. Women's secrets, ranging from painkillers to hair strengtheners, came from daily life and gradually developed into a part of the oral traditions of the world's women. Ancient Egypt is where we began to get our first consistent evidence about ancient cosmetic uses. There, cosmetic use was the norm, not the exception. The Egyptians developed a highly sophisticated system that is at the basis of many of our modern cosmetics. The Ebers papyrus, an Egyptian medical text that is one of the world's oldest, offers recipes for everything from correcting displaced uterus to curing baldness. Aside from the medicinal necessities common to humankind, the Egyptians' beauty secrets grew out of a twofold aim: protection from the fierce desert climate in which they lived, and a religious need to preserve the dead from decay. The result was a beauty arsenal that would rival those of today's most dedicated supermodels. A glance inside the cosmetic case of Tutu, wife of Ani, who lived in the 13th century BC, reveals the extent to which Egyptians have developed the art of beauty. There were special slippers for her comfort during the application of her makeup. There were elbow cushions to be used as armrests, while her servants made up her eyes and a pumice stone, which is used to remove body hair, as well to smooth rough skin on elbows, knees, and feet. Just need to take a sip of water. There are empty cosmetic pots of alabaster and semi-precious stones that would have been filled with unguents and facial creams. Some of these were quinquance cream used by great ladies to smooth their complexions, pasjade, a perfumed ointment, and Egyptian, a popular hand and face cream. Unfortunately, the ingredients of these and other Egyptian cosmetics have been lost in time. Tutu, as well as any well-born Egyptian woman would be, was very careful about her eye makeup. It was, after all, not only an enhancement of her beauty, it also protected her eyes. Eye pencils are made of wood or ivory and used to apply the shadow powder that was worn in damp weather. During sunnier times, a color liquid protected the eyes from the sun's glare and gave birth to the Egyptian look that Elizabeth Taylor would emulate millennia later. A bronze mixing dish enabled Tutu to create just the right color. She, like the great beauty Nefertiti, would ring the eyes with a green cosmetic of now unknown composition, then outline them with galliana, a gray-dark lead ore that was drawn into wing lines at the outer corners of the eye. The Ebers papyrus echoes Tutu's concerns about her eyes, devoting much time to diseases of the eyes, including blindness, bleary eyes, and cataracts. A remedy for bloodshot eyes called for 2 clay vessels. One was to be filled with powdered fruit of the dome palm and the milk of a woman who had borne a son. The other was to be filled with cow's milk. The eyes were to be bathed with the dome palm fruit mixture each morning and then washed with the cow's milk 4 times daily for 6 days. Try asking for that at your beauty counter. As prepared, Tutu would have probably turned her attention to the rest of her face and body. Cheeks and lips would have been stained with a mixture of red ochre and oil. Her hands and fingernails would have been reddened with the henna mixture, and her diamonds would have been gilded. Everything complete, Tutu would have been ready to go out, perhaps carrying some small beads of William resin in her bag as a solid perfume. So that's just part of chapter 1. I always found it so captivating, all the amazing ways that a woman can make her body so gorgeous and beautiful. Thank you so much for listening to me read this short passage of the book, the World Beauty book, and thank you so much for relaxing with me. I can't wait to see you next time.